Welcome to the StarSeed Academy. So for those of you who don't know, my name's Tyler, and I run a crystal shop online on Etsy. And when I'm not doing that, I like to share the lessons and knowledge I've learned along the way on my own spiritual journey. So today I wanted to talk about how Moldavite's going to destroy your life if you use it. And I want to preface all this by saying Moldavite is not something to be scared of. Nothing that happens with Moldavite is bad, right? So there's this really odd smear campaign going on against Moldavite currently, that it's this horrible thing that's gonna make you divorce your spouse and quit your job and blow up your house and all this weird stuff, right? Like, just put your life in a blender. And while a lot of change can happen in your life after using it and while using it, it's all for the best. So a lot of the things that Moldavite does is it gets you at a place where you understand and eventually are at a point and ready to let go of these things that no longer serve you. So that could be a relationship, that could be a job. You find you're not happy anymore. But the thing I want to express to you guys, and that I tell to a lot of my customers, because I sell Moldavite on my shop, and I have a lot of people who message me. One, is it real? Yes, it is real. I buy from a 3-generation geologist family that I get all my stuff from, that I would trust their word over everything. They know far more, they've forgotten more than I will ever know. So, turn around here. Is it real? Yes. And the other one is that everyone is concerned and wants to know if it's going to just completely wreck their life. And this is what I like to tell people. Because when I first started using it, my big thing was my job. I was not happy at my job, but my job paid $80K a year. I was single. I have no kids, very little bills. $80K goes a long way in those circumstances. It afforded me a very nice life, but I wasn't happy because money wasn't my definition of success. Fulfillment was doing something that matters. So I was contemplating leaving. And the thing that always pops up every time you go to look at leaving a job is, how am I going to pay my bills? Well, the thing is it nagged at me, and that's Moldavite. So the example I always give is, whenever you, like as a kid or as an adult, when you would lie about something or maybe do something that was against your morals, it eats at you. It picks at you. It like rots you away from the inside out. It's a nagging kind of feeling. And to me, that's exactly what not listening to Moldavite feels like. You can always set it aside if it becomes too much for you. You can always not use it. It's a crystal. It's like, prior to my previous job, I was a personal trainer, and the thing I always heard from women about lifting weights, and it's been debunked, thankfully, is this idea of like, oh, I don't want to lift weights, I don't want to get big. You act like you're gonna pick up some weights, do like 3 sets, and wake up the next morning, with more pecs than you have boobs. Like, it doesn't happen overnight. This is the same, right? There's a lot of work that goes in with Moldavite to churning your life around to something that's more in line with your true purpose, right? So, it's more of a nag. It doesn't blender up your life and, just destroy everything. It will break down constructs and things in your life, habits, maybe get rid of people that no longer serve you. The thing to keep in mind with any crystal, and with anything in general, crystals aside, is having an intention for what you're doing and understanding the direction you're looking to move in. I left my job because I wanted something that was fulfilling. I wanted something that made me happy. Something that I got to help people with And I love crystals. To an unhealthy amount, I love crystals. And I opened up a small crystal shop, sold a few things, and just kind of spiraled from there. And within 18 days of me opening the shop and making a few sales, I had already decided that I was going to quit my job and I was going to do this full time. Not a very smart decision for a normal person, right? And yet it has panned out just fine, right? Because that's what I felt drawn to do more than anything. I needed to leave, and it wasn't to another job. I wanted to do something I loved. So I did. That's Moldavite. The nag was there that I needed to go. It took me 4 months, mind you, to finally listen and make that decision. It doesn't happen overnight. So, try and do this over. Keep that in mind. Manifesting change in your life is a slow process. A lot of it requires shadow work to be done because you need to break down the old life that was already there for a new one to be built. You cannot fill a space that already has something in it. Okay? I want you guys to really understand that. The visual representation I saw of this was you have a glass that's full, and this represents your current life, right? It's full. And you're trying to add from another glass, the other glass being your ideal life, into your current life. Well, your current life's full, so if you try to pour new things in, new energy, new people, right, it's going to just spill over. You have to let go of some things from your old life. You have to declutter. Delete the pictures off your phone. Get rid of people who no longer serve the life you're trying to manifest, right? If you have a bunch of friends that just party and drink and do whatever, or who aren't spiritual and that's what you're wanting to do, it doesn't make you a bad friend for choosing yourself first. It really doesn't. Same with family. Doesn't mean you don't love them. It means you love yourself, and that's okay. So keep that in mind. But Moldavite's not going to turn your life into ground meat. Okay. Meditate on the things you do before you do them. Give it time. There is no rush. So, hope this helps, guys. Moldavite's not a bad thing. Nothing bad comes from Moldavite. It just helps you get to the conclusions you need to, and then presents the means for you to take action. Presents opportunities for you to take action. Point in case, how I left my job, outside of I'm leaving, was actually because there was going to be an interim period where money wasn't going to be coming in, right? The shop had just started. And what ended up happening, you never specified how you were going to make ends meet, was I actually hurt my back at work. I did waterproofing, very physically demanding job. I hurt my back. And I ended up, thankfully, having benefits that I paid into. So I took my disability leave and did that. My hurt back is what allowed me to leave. And I just told them that I wasn't coming back. And, there was more reasons than that I didn't come back. I was having issues with my family who are out of state, that their health wasn't doing very good. And I wanted to make sure that I didn't regret not being there just in case. So I actually, shortly after that, as a matter of fact, had a 2 a.m. Conversation with my mother, actually. Gotta love moms. They're great. But I came to this conclusion that I needed to leave. I'm originally from Ohio. All of my family was in Arkansas. And literally at 2 a.m. I decided, you know what? I think it's time to go. There's nothing really left here for me. And I can always travel around to other crystal places and get what I need for my job, for my shop. And no joke, the next morning I went and bought boxes, got a rental truck, loaded it up, and the day after was in Arkansas. Planning's not a big strength of mine, and yet everything worked out great. And I have never been happier. To get to this point, I've left a job, I left a relationship that I could see not serving this life that I was trying to live. So that's one thing. I'm not telling you guys to do anything that I didn't already do. I left a relationship. I left a good job. I left a place that I was happy and comfortable, but I knew that I was never going to have the life I wanted. And the journey I was going to have to take, I felt I needed to take alone. So I left. So me and my 2 cats packed up and, moved 13 hours away. And pretty soon here, we're going to probably move again. And I'm thinking either, I don't know, we'll see. Lots of places. So I hope this helped, guys. So to quit dragging this video out, because I have a habit of doing that. Moldavite's not a bad thing. It's not going to destroy your life. Meditate on your changes before you take action. And just trust the universe. The universe provides. It always does. It might not be in the way you think, but it always does. If you need something, it'll get you it. So let me know down below if you guys have any stories of your own. If you liked the video. And if you did, throw it a like. See you later, guys.